Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Turnabout Podcast. I'm Lucie. I'm your host.
And I'm Aris. Welcome.
And we're going to discuss everything Ace Attorney from the main trilogy to the second one and the investigations game as well.
Yeah. I think we've played all the games. I haven't played the crossover with
Professor Layton, yeah.
Professor Layton, but you have. But it's okay. We have a wide knowledge of the series, so we decided to make this podcast and just have our usual discussions we have, but this time just share it and get opinions and stuff because I think we have good content and we pretty much touch upon everything.
Exactly. We just enjoy discussing the series a lot. That's what we do most of the times. And we wanted to bring you guys in. So welcome to our little discussions.
Yes, welcome to Turnabout Podcast.
Yes. And we haven't played the games that aren't translated in English. That's
Yeah.
the last
We haven't
disclaimer.
played the Great Ace Attorney or the Great Ace Attorney 2, also known as Daigayakuten Saiban. But we're excited it's getting localized fucking finally.
Yes. If it is, we will play it and discuss
Of course.
it again.
I'll be the first one
Okay.
to buy it.
Fair enough. Okay, so let's get into it.
Yeah, let's introduce ourselves first.
Here, start first, Aris.
Okay, so I'm Aris. I'm currently in my second year of uni for my bachelor's degree. Where me and Lucie were both studying creative writing. I'm just doing English literature and not English language. And I think I should just tell you how I got into the series. So a friend from high school recommended I download it. I had never heard of the game. I was just familiar with Phoenix Wright because he's in Capcom versus Marvel 3, which I played just like maybe 5 times. I just knew he was a selectable character. And I downloaded it. First impression was that I thought it was really difficult and kind of nonsensical because like the mechanics sometimes are really just irritating. Like press this character 3 times and then present this piece of evidence, which is so clearly contradictory to the statement. But yeah, I just, when I reached Turnabout Samurai, I left it for a couple of years and then revisited it because I wanted to finish it. And basically the rest of the story has to do with how we both came to the realization we're playing this game. So I'll let Lucy introduce herself first and then we can continue my story.
Okay, perfect. It's true that it's intertwined. So the way I discovered the series is deeply linked to my brother. I have an older brother, 6 years older than me. And when I was a kid, we were very, very close. And the thing we used to do is he used to play video games. And I used to just sit by him and watch it with him. Like I was 7 or 6, 8. And I would just sit in his room and we'd play video games. I wouldn't touch the controller. I would just watch it, and I loved it. I did loads of, like for the Zeldas, I did most of them this way, just watching the story unfold, and I loved it. And when I turned 8 or 9, he came to me and was like, "I think it's time you really start playing games yourself, just by yourself." And I was so scared because I was always with him, and I didn't know if I was going to succeed. I played games. I played like Nintendogs and Animal Crossing, but I was like, oh my god, am I going to do a whole video game by myself? And he gave me Ace Attorney 1. I didn't touch it for a while because I was again scared. I thought it was going to be scary for some reason, but I played it and fell in love with it. Shortly after I did the whole first trilogy, I was completely in love. It and then I played Apollo Justice, which was sadly a big disappointment for me because I was so attached to the character from the first trilogy. Again, I was 10, so which makes sense. I was very invested in it. And because none of them were in it, I was so disappointed that I stopped playing mid Apollo Justice and just left it. That doesn't mean I stopped caring about the trilogy. I spent most of my preteens making trials on Ace Attorney Online. I did so many of them, and I felt like such an artist. I remember calling my mom and be like, look at the trial I just did. I felt like a computer programmer. I felt like a writer. I was so proud of them. I've replayed them recently. They're all shit. They're all so bad. But I'm still fond of them. And when I was 15, I played
You
Dual
told me,
Destiny for
by
the
the
first
way,
time.
in regards
Yeah.
to the makeup trials, you told me you used to have Mia and was it Godot go on dates in
Yeah.
Trevienne?
Yes, I have a whole trial. I think one day I should translate them because they're all in French, my mother language, but I will translate them. I have one. It's just a massive date between like different characters from this series
Oh,
going on a picnic.
I want to play that.
You can tell that I was very much 11 or 12. And some of them I have one where the judge is the culprit. I have one where Windy Oldbag is dating Furio Tigray and gets accused of murdering him.
Yes.
Because he
Cougar.
cheated on with April May. It was like they were very complicated. I have one when Olga Oli is Phoenix's sister and she dates Edgeworth. It's so bizarre and so weird,
It
but
sounds
they're fun little trials,
bizarre.
and I love doing them. And but basically, when I was 15, I had finally mastered the English language, so I was able to play Dual Destinies, and I loved it. I love this game so much. Phoenix comes back. I was delighted. My 11-year-old heart was just soaring with happiness. And then I replayed Apollo Justice, finally finished it, and later did Spirit of Justice and
Wait,
Investigation 1. Yeah.
you finished Apollo Justice after Dual Destinies?
Yeah.
So you didn't
I
know
thought
what
you knew
happened?
that.
I
No, I
didn't.
had no idea. I had no idea. I think I knew because I asked my brother. I was like, I'm just not gonna finish it, just tell me the ending. And it was like, it's good stuff. And I was like,
How
okay.
long did you like which at which point did you give up?
I gave up in the middle, like early on last case.
Oh, Turnabout
When we missed
Succession?
our mission. Yeah.
Okay.
So there was like a 5-year gap between those two games for me. And I played, so after all that, I played Investigation 1. And 3 year passed, and I just right now, at my second year of university, finished Investigation 2. So this has kind of been
Yes.
the journey of playing the games, kind of out of order, but I still love the series and I'm still a huge fan. And
You forgot Spirit of Justice.
no, I played Spirit of Justice after like Apollo Justice. I think I mentioned it. In between, I think in between Apollo Justice and Investigation 1.
Okay.
That's when I played it. Um, and there was actually a funny story I wanted to tell you
Yeah.
because Aris doesn't know this, but because I love the series so much, but I only had my older brother to talk about it with, and he kind of not grew out of it, but soon he went in college and kind of moved on. And I was very much alone with my
Yeah.
Ace Attorney obsession. And I had this idea. I don't know why. I was like, I'm gonna meet a man who's going to be obsessed with Ace Attorney, and I'm going to marry that person, and that's going to be like my soulmate. And I was like, the first guy I meet that's a fan of Ace Attorney is going to be my future husband. And I was just like, again, I was like 13. This had, when I, and this came to fruition because one day I was 16 in my biology class, and we were just talking with my substitute teacher. And I don't know why Ace Attorney was brought up and was like, oh yeah, I'm a huge fan of those games. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to marry my biology substitute teacher. And I was so confused. And I was like, oh, this is not
Yuck.
how I planned things. He was not, first of all, my age. And I was so sad. I was like, oh, I always thought it was gonna be my soulmate, but I was so disappointed. So I soon gave up that idea of marrying the first Ace Attorney man that I
Wow.
meet. So that was the story I never told you about how my biology
Nice.
teacher was a fan of Ace Attorney. But then,
That's
fast forward a couple of
that's
years,
intense.
and we both study in England, and there were roommates. We were flatmates, as they say in England. Totally
Yes.
randomly. We didn't know each other.
Let me
We
tell
were
it. Let
just
me
in the
tell
same
it.
flat.
So we started studying in the UK, and we're also a coincidence. We were both born in 1999
Yes.
and
Same as
just
Maya, by the way.
placed in the same. Yeah, we are the same age as Maya, and we were placed in the same flat, a couple of dorms away from each other, and by the end of term 1, we ended up in the same group chat with another girl. And I sent a Maya face sprite of her smiling in the office as a reaction to something we said. And Lucy just thought it was random, just a random thing. And then once we met in person, after I sent the image, you asked me if I play Ace Attorney, and I was like, I do. I wasn't, like, I never grew up with it like you did. I just found out about it in high school, and I don't know, I wasn't a constant player. It's not something I was obsessing over. It's just something I enjoyed doing and playing. But you were like, oh my God, we both play the same game, and I'm obsessed. So that's how we found out we both play Ace Attorney. And basically after that, Lucy was kind of like my Ace Attorney mentor. She guided me through it. Yeah, you were my chief.
I was Mia.
She guided me through it, and you really fucking pressured me to get to the end of Trials and Tribulations because it's just that good. But I was like, okay. So I think when I got to uni, I was still at Farewell My Turnabout. And then I played Trials and Tribulations. I loved it. Then I started playing Apollo Justice. And then the coronavirus pandemic happened. I came back home. And I finished Apollo Justice. I played Dual Destinies. I played Spirit of Justice. More on my opinions on those games later. But then I played Investigations 1. And okay, so here's the story. Although Lucy is the Ace Attorney aficionado who grew up with the series, I was the one who played Investigations 2 first.
Yes, and the role were swapped. You became my mentor and also my emotional harasser. Every day I got a text saying download Investigation 2. This man harassed me throughout the pandemic. And when I finally did, because at first I couldn't do it on my computer, I couldn't like download it for some reason. When I finally did, it took me 2 months to finish it. I was very
Do you
slow. This is
remember?
kind of a slow game.
Yeah. Do
It's
you
a long
remember the
game.
process?
Yes, we
We
spent 3
FaceTimed,
hours.
yeah, like a couple of hours, me telling you how to download the DS emulator
Yeah,
and the ROM, and just it not working for the love of God. And do you remember our reaction when it finally worked?
it was like the liberation of France during World War II. That's what it felt like. But yeah, it was very nice. And then I called my brother, and the funny thing is, the role shifted for you and I because suddenly you had played Investigation 2 and I hadn't. But the role also reversed for my brother and I because now I've played more games than he has, and it's the first time that has happened. And I
The
called him
student
right
becomes a
after.
master.
Exactly. And I called him, and he was like, "How old are you?" I think it was one of those moments where he realized I was a grown up now. He was like, "I can't believe little Lucy is playing a game that I haven't played." So, but I also wanted to say something about how we discovered that we both played it. I
Okay.
remember receiving that picture and being like freaking out because, oh my God, finally someone to
The
talk about
Maya
it with.
sprite.
The Mayas, yeah. And
Yeah.
but I didn't want to get my hopes up. So I remember I was like trying to be casual about it, like, oh, have you played this little game called Ace Attorney? And I remember being so shocked and happy that he had. And but also we had another flatmate that we were very good friends with. She wanted to murder us because from that point on, all we talked about was Ace Attorney. That poor woman, we harassed her, and she was like, "Shut the fuck up with this Ace Attorney shit." And I don't blame her. That must have been very frustrating for
I don't
her.
blame her either. We must have been so annoying. And we even got her to play
Yes,
the first case.
yes,
I think
and
she hated it.
I think she would have liked it if it wasn't for us. I think we ruined the entire series for her. But it was so exciting to finally meet someone my age who liked it as well. And what's interesting is that we were roommates, but we were close. But it took our friendship to a whole new level.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
even
it
throughout
did.
the pandemic, I'm not the best one at keeping in touch with people. So the pandemic was kind of difficult to stay in touch with people. But you are one of the few people I kept talking to because we were always talking about Ace Attorney. So we're both very lucky. I feel very lucky that it happened and it brought us
Can
back
you
together.
imagine if you were just one flat above or below me or
That is
next?
so true. I was thinking about that this summer because it's so random. Like, what are the chances that in the same flat we would both get into it? Like, it's crazy. We are so lucky.
Okay. So now, having discussed all this, what do you want to do? Should we talk about favorites, least favorites, like first impressions? What do you want to do
Um,
as an introductory episode?
I think we should give our top 5 characters. I think that could be a good one.
Okay,
A hard one, but a
sure.
good one.
It is a hard one. It is a hard one. I can go first because I've already have a tier list.
Yes. I think we should talk about your tier list first. This man,
What do you mean?
Aris, during the summer, took all of the characters from Ace Attorney and put it in a tier list. And I was so impressed by it. I was like, oh, I'm very, I think it's a great thing that you did, that it was like impressive
No,
to.
no, it's this is what happened. So when we were in uni together before the pandemic, before I had even finished Apollo
Mm,
Justice, we would spend hours in Lucie's room
Yes.
talking about the cases I've played, her giving me previews about what's to come, and us calculating the average score we would give to each case.
Have them. I have my notebook.
Really?
Yes, I have it like right.
Okay, we'll. Oh my god, not now.
I'm just checking. Yeah, I still have it.
Okay, so later on, because we just love doing this, when I finished Investigations 2 during the summertime, I just created a document of everything, like the cases rated, the characters ranked, average scores, which is my favorite game to least favorite, and I was just waiting for you to finish Investigations 2 so you could do the same thing and we could compare. But we've never had this discussion because UK lockdown happened and I'm back home again.
Very sad. So, what is your top 5? I kind of already know it.
Okay.
Can I try to guess it?
Guess.
Okay.
Yes.
Simon is in it. Simon Keys. This was...
Just say it.
This was also... We need to discuss the Simon Keys incident one day. But it's up all the time. Maya, Godot, Simon. Is Francisca in it? I know Phoenix is not in it because I saw that and I threw a tantrum and I was like, how come Phoenix is not in it? I was so upset. Okay, Godot. Wait, Godot and Maya are in it, right?
Yes.
Okay, I thought you didn't.
They are.
Okay, Godot, Maya, Simon Keys. Edgeworth?
No.
Huh.
Should I tell you?
Tell me.
I'm not sure in which particular order. Does it?
Okay,
do you mind?
That's all right.
So it's Mia and Maya Fey.
Okay.
Godot.
Mm.
Eeny Meeny. And I'm not sure about the last one. It's a really close call between Simon Keys.
Mm.
Actually, I'll tell you something. He's an incredible character, but he's not in my top 5 because I think I love him so much just because of the shock value of the twist. Whereas I'd much rather give the place to either the bellboy,
Okay.
Polly, the parrot.
I'm joking.
Aurora Blackquill.
Ooh, I didn't know she was in
she's
your...
cool. That's a rebel.
Yeah.
Or Callisto U / Sheena.
Then I think Callisto U is in your top 5.
I think so too. I think she's one of my favorite characters.
I don't think the bellboy can compare to Callisto U.
He's incredible. He's just like thinking ahead, making decisions for the Gatewater Hotel, how to franchise a murder, how to market it, honey.
I remember when I saw your tier list, I was like, Phoenix and Edward are not in it, but the bellboy is in it, and I was like, I understand why you put it there. I was just so surprised.
These are just the perfect characters for me.
Yeah.
But Phoenix,
totally
Edgeworth,
understand.
Larry are an amazing tier.
No, I agree. And I think sometimes like some characters hold an emotional value and you're like, I will not get rid of them.
Yes, Eeny Meeny.
I feel you should explain Eeny Meeny and your obsession with her.
So Eeny Meeny is one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character from the entire series. I think it's either her or Godot, honestly. And
Eeny Meeny.
she's just incredible. She's like the sprites, the animation. I love it. I love when she's like casually swinging her arms around or like playfully putting her fist, like her knuckles on her beret and sticking her tongue out. I think she's so cute. I love her appearance. I honestly, I love her so much. Like she pretends to be dumb, but she's not. That's just, it's basic, but at the same time, I love her for it. I really, she's studying parapsychology, which is like the psychology of ghosts, and she doesn't even know how to explain it. That's why she's in Korean village, which is incredible. And okay, so funny story. My birthday was back in July, but when I reunited with Lucy in Lancaster for her birthday, she surprised me with a gift for me and my birthday, even though it was her birthday. And she bought an orange sweatshirt. I might be able to add an image from Topshop, and copied with a marker Eeny Meeny's from her sweatshirt onto it. And then she even gave me a white beret.
You can fulfill your fantasy of being Eeny Meeny.
Yes.
Now.
I only have to buy a red wig now.
Yes. No, but you said, I knew he was such a huge fan of Eeny Meeny, and I really wanted to give them that for his birthday. And I couldn't find her sweater anywhere, and I was so frustrated. So I was like, I'll just make it myself. But I'm not the best artist. Like, I'm not good at drawing. So I was so afraid. And I spent just like 3 hours doing it. But I was so proud of the outcome. And of course that you liked it.
It's amazing.
And he also got me something very special for my birthday. He got me a Magatama necklace, which I'm so excited and hold very close to my heart. A green one, of course.
It will always tell you when someone is lying to your face.
Yes. I hope it'll be useful in the future.
It will, of course.
Yes.
Okay, your turn.
My top 5. I feel like mine is going to be so basic and boring.
Phoenix, Edgeworth, Larry, Mia and Maya.
Maya, yeah. Because I think Maya is my favorite character. Then I have an obsession with Phoenix. Not only is he one of my favorite characters, I hope he's my future husband.
Waifu.
Yes, he's so... I really love Phoenix. I love everything about him, except his outfit choice in Apollo Justice.
Ooh.
This outfit was disgusting. I don't like it at all.
The fucking Papa hat.
Ha! We don't talk about it. But I really like Phoenix as a character. I love him. So Phoenix and Maya, it's a little bit expected. One of my favorite characters that I adore is Iris. Sister Iris. I love her. I love Desiree, but I don't think she's in my top 5. I do love her, but
she's a fashion icon.
She's so cool. She's so cool. I do think there are 3 persons in this 2 people gap, so one has to go, and there's all men. I love Larry. I adore Larry. Dick Gumshoes holds a special place in my heart. I love him so much. I think he's the best detective we've ever had in the series. He's just so great. And Jean Armstrong. I love Jean Armstrong.
What?
I love Jean Armstrong.
Not Edgeworth?
Edgeworth is a great character, but I wouldn't put him in my top 5. He's shortly after Jean Armstrong.
I was expecting you to say Edgeworth.
I like Edgeworth. I just don't worship him.
Oh my god.
Do you get that?
Maybe that's why you didn't vibe with Investigations that much.
Maybe, yeah. He reminds me too much of my dad.
Of your dad?
I'm joking.
Oh my god.
Um, I don't know. John Armstrong is so funny to me. Um, and Turnabout Recipe is one of my favorite, is honestly in my top 5 cases. I love that
Yeah.
case so much. I was obsessed with it growing up. Most of the fake trials I did were in the Très Bien. I don't know. I feel like Larry should be in my top 4 because I just love him so much. And I'm gonna say Dick Gumshoes for good measures.
Okay. And John Armstrong gets the chop.
Yes. Sorry, Jean.
That was stone cold of you.
I know, I'm so sorry. But at the same time, he's an accomplice of murder, so I don't think you'd
It's what
mind.
she deserves.
Also, I didn't mention her. I adore Pearls. I really like her. I know you don't, but I think she holds a special significance
Thanks
because
for
we were around the
exposing me like
same.
that.
You're welcome. I mean, you don't hate her.
I'm
You
not in
just,
love with the baby
yeah.
concept.
But you have to remember, I played it when I was 8, and I kind of looked like her because so I was just like, this is me. I am in that game. This is
Sure.
I just transferred. So I do really like Pearls.
Then what do you think about Pearls when she returns in Dual Destinies?
Hmm, I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted. I loved seeing her back. Uh, in both. She's both in Dual Destiny and Spirit of Justice. I just wished they gave her more to do. I
Yeah.
felt like she was a bit
She looks
underused.
weird as a
And
teenager.
yeah, I think they would have changed a little more of her design so
Yeah.
we could see her evolution and even in her personality. Like, give her a bit more of an evolution. But I still love her. She's still my baby.
Okay, so now I think we should do who's your least favorite character. Who do you hate the most? But just a single
Oh, I
person, not
already
top
know.
5. Is it Lana Sky?
It's Lana Sky. It's
I
Lana
was
Sky.
100% sure.
I don't know why. I
Girl,
just don't vibe with.
why?
I don't. I don't like her. She frustrated me as a kid, and I feel like I still hold a grudge towards her. I don't want Lana Sky's fan out there to say, "Oh, she's a great character," because listen, I know I'm biased, and I think I'm gonna replay the whole trilogy, and I hope I'll get a new look onto her character and see the positive aspect. I'm just saying, as a biased person who holds like a lot of emotional, um, like who's very emotionally invested in the games, I just don't enjoy Lana's Sky character, and she's probably the character I least enjoy. What about you?
I'm thinking
Can I
it's.
guess? Do you
Yeah, there's
think?
a bunch of them, but I can't decide who.
Just tell me which game that person is from.
But which one?
Your least your least favorite.
I
If you had to
know,
pick
but I
one.
don't know who it is.
Oh,
I have a couple of them here.
I think
And
I know you don't like Alita Tiala.
I mean, I don't like her, but it doesn't mean I hate her as much as some of
Hmm.
these characters here,
Okay, tell me
which I
your
have
list.
lined up. Okay, so it's somewhere between Mo,
Okay, Mo.
Ron Delight,
Oh yeah, I thought about him too.
um, Jinx from the Monsters Turnabout,
Oh, Jinx.
and the defendant from Turnabout Storyteller, which I'm going to Google now.
Okay. Mm, I think I know who you hate most.
I'm not sure.
I think it's Ron.
Um, It's Bucky Wet. Bucky Wet, I hate him so much. Okay, he disrespects Athena, even though we're the only one who's gonna take his case. At least be grateful.
Yeah.
I'm so happy he's passed out for most of the trial. Wait,
Makes sense.
you think I hate Ron the most?
Yeah, I thought so.
Well, that might be true. I don't know. I mean, if you had a wife as hot as Desiree and that loves you as much as Desiree does Ron, why would you keep insisting to be found guilty and leave her alone at home? Like, if Look At Me was found guilty, then I would just shut up, go home, and spend the rest of my life with Desiree Delight. She is delightful.
I would do the same. She's a delight.
Yes, she is.
But
I hate him. I hate him. I hate him so much.
I understand. I feel you.
But yeah, these characters just, I hate them so much. Lana Skye is also in that tier, but I wouldn't say I hate her as much as these characters.
So it's a tough call.
It is a tough call. There's a bunch of other ones which I don't like, such as Wakikitaki, or there's just some characters which get on my nerves. I might not hate them, but they get on my nerves, like Cody Hacken or Mike Meekins.
You don't like Cody Hackings?
He's annoying. He doesn't help us. I hate children.
That's a whole nother problem. We should rate the kids from Ace Attorney, because I do feel like you hold a grudge against those kids. You don't like Purge. You don't like Cody Hackings.
Who?
You don't like Pearls. You don't like Cody Hackings.
Yes. I hate fucking...
Children?
Yes, I hate children. That's true. Which one is the other one I hate? I don't like Trucy. I'm not a big fan of John Marsh. I think he's an ungrateful brat.
I'm not sure about this one.
Oh, you know who I hate? Rafa.
You hate Rafa?
I don't hate her as much as the other characters. She's even one tier above them. But as a child, I wanted to push her down that fucking the mountain where we investigate the rite of Turnabout. I just wanted to push her off and she could die.
You're so cruel.
I am.
That's where we differ. I love children. I'm slightly scared to have children one day and to introduce them to you. I feel like you're going to punch them in the face.
I will murder them on the spot.
Okay, great.
And if that doesn't get us subscribers, I don't know what will.
I do like Rafa. And I don't hate Cody Hackings. And I quite like Trucy.
What about John Marsh?
I liked his arc with Courtney. I think that was cute. But then again, I think I'm blinded by the fact that I really want children. So I'm like, oh my god, John Marsh is so cute with Courtney.
I'm just thinking how we didn't warn anyone that we're talking about spoilers at the beginning.
Oh.
Spoiler alert!
Problems. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
We can just add it in the description of this video.
I hope if you're watching now and we spoiled something for you, I am so sorry. Really, we suck. It's our fault.
Speaking of spoilers, please tell the Simon Keys story.
Okay. So for anyone who hasn't played Ace Attorney Investigation 2, please click off now. Please.
Yeah, as if we haven't discussed Simon Keys.
Please leave. I'm so sorry. In Ace Attorney Investigation 2, there's a huge plot twist at the end that Simon Keyes, our client in the second case, is the mastermind behind the whole game, basically. And I was playing it. When was it? 2 months ago, when I went to your house. We had I think I
2 months
was
ago.
a month ago, I'd say. It's
Yeah,
been a while.
probably.
I was, I think, third case, and
Yeah,
we're discussing
the game.
the games, and I was talking about something on your Instagram, and I scrolled all the way down,
So
and
yeah, I have an art account
mm,
on Instagram where I post fan art. Basically, I trace over the characters I love the most. And actually, the picture we're using is my artwork. So, anyway, there was a thank you. There was a post of Simon Key's transformation, and it said the mastermind behind the game or something like that. And basically, you saw it.
I saw that, and you know that moment in Dual Destiny where at the end of the trial everything makes sense and all of the dots connect and you get into like Phoenix where it's like doot, and the music's like doot, 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 and
You
all the
mean the
lines go
thought
like
process?
soul, yes. That's exactly what happened in my mind. All of the dots connected because there was like a couple of things I was like, oh my God, he's the mastermind. Because I saw your tier list and I saw he was on Supreme. And I
Yeah.
was like, you put it in one of your favorite characters? He's like, he's a cool one. He was like, oh, I remember you lied about something. You were like, oh yeah, he's so cute. I just want to date him. And I was like, that's suspicious. That's weird. But I didn't think about it. And then it was like, oh my God, he's the mastermind. That was there. And so I was like, I loudly gasped and I was like, I was like, I think I just got spoiled and I think Simon is the mastermind. And you were
And
like,
with capital
no,
letters, it says on the
no.
screen, Simon is the
Yes,
mastermind.
yes, exactly. I was like, and you were like, no, he's a character. To be honest, Iris is surprisingly and scarily good at lying. And it was like, no, it's a
Yes.
character from an anime. And you
Did you
started.
believe me?
So at first I believed you, but I was like, you were frantically searching for a picture of that character. It was
Yeah,
like, oh, I
because
don't
you were on
remember.
top of my head and you were like,
Yeah.
where? Where's the image?
I was so like upset. I was like, I spoiled because it was my fault. I was like, I spoiled the game for myself, and you were frantically searching for it and you wasn't finding it. But I was like, okay, maybe he's right and maybe he won't search it. But what led me to believe that Simon was indeed the mastermind? And you were doing the dishes and you were like, are you one of those people who would have been mad if that was the truth? Like, just hypothetically speaking, would you have been like, stop playing the game if I told you it was the truth? And I was like, is it the truth? And you were like, no, of course not. But like, hypothetically speaking. And so I was like, oh shit, Simon is the mastermind. But I think I did my best and I think I successfully did it. And I was like, I'm just gonna
I
put that
hate
information
this.
at the back of my brain and try to forget about it and just play the game. And throughout the game,
Is that why you wrote it in your notes?
I like wrote in my notes Simon is the mastermind and I was like, if it's true, I'll be
It
able to
is
say
true.
it. But
And what a reveal.
I was like, he was in my suspects because I was trying to figure out. But at the same time, Nicole Swift wasn't it either. So there were like tons of people that I
To
suspected.
be fair, I had the Nicole Swift theory as well.
Yeah, because it's like, oh,
It's
she was there from the
because Edgeware
beginning.
asked her about the bug.
Yeah, exactly. And like when Kai screams, she like falls. So I was like, oh, maybe it's her and she's like playing double game. But it was just, it didn't ruin the game for me. It was just a funny moment of like me realizing it was Simon,
Did
which is
you
kind of
ever
like
what?
surprising because he doesn't like even look that close to his real persona.
No.
Mm. But it was just like my brain went on super mode.
Funnily not, funny enough, I spoiled the first investigations game for myself because I was so obsessed with Sheena.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I was so upset. I just Googled Sheena or Callisto U, one or the other, and I just went to Wikipedia, and the the page just the first thing you see is a side by side of Callisto U and Sheena as her like image on Wikipedia, and I was like, no, this can't be. No.
Not this.
I was so upset. I was so upset. I was like, this is one of the best characters, and I spoiled it for myself. But
Mm.
I was lucky enough that that wasn't the final reveal or anything.
Yeah.
You still had to go against Kirkus Alba, which I could not believe. I mean, how do you have such a good reveal in the game and not use it as your final thing?
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, so we both spoiled something for
From
investigation 2.
investigations.
And my investigation 2 ending was a bit troublesome.
Oh my god, do tell.
I played on my computer on Desbune, and so I pressed Simon for the mastermind. I still have a video of it because I was so excited. We get to the
I have
circus.
images. Okay. I
Yeah.
have screenshots.
I was in the circus. I start playing. Comes the moment to dust the fingerprints. I press the wrong button. I had put Mike for like L and I press P instead. And something happened. Basically, long time ago, I had, I think, put something, a screen thing. When I pressed P, it took me back to that moment and I lost everything I had done before. It took me back to the end of Turnabout Imprisoned.
Yeah.
And when that
And
happened, like I
no.
restarted my computer and I was just like in my room freaking out. Like just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I called you like 7 times, and when he picked up, I was crying so much. I was bawling out of my eyes, and I was like, Aris, I lost everything, I lost everything. And he was laughing so much. You
Yeah, it
weren't.
was so funny.
And so I started to like cry and laugh at the same time because like even myself was like, this is funny. And I
You
knew I was
mean
going to be able
crying,
to see.
laughing, and stuffing your face with cookies?
I had made homemade cookies and I was like just eating them, like just shoving them in my face. And it was horrible. I was so sad. And you were just like cry laughing as well. It was just a very funny moment. But I knew it wasn't that big of a deal because I was like, oh, I figured out who's the mastermind is. So I could just watch Let's Play. But it was so frustrating and I was so disappointed in myself. Oh, but we tried to fix it. Maybe one day I'll be able to fix it and can finally like end the game for myself. But I'm not that mad about it right now.
Okay.
Oh,
We've almost reached an hour. What do you want to do?
I think we should end it at an hour.
Okay. So we still have 10 minutes to go.
Perfect. Do you have a 10-minute topic you want to talk about?
I have a 10-minute topic, which is your favorite case, which isn't a final case.
Oh, easy. Recipe to Turnabout. Turnabout recipe.
Really?
Yeah, it's my
Really?
favorite case, which isn't a final case. I love
Well,
that case so
what's
much.
next?
What about you?
Wait, what's next? I mean, what's after Recipe for Turnabout?
I love Turnabout Samurai.
Okay.
I really, really like it. A case that you don't like, but I adore. Turnabout Reclaimed.
Turnabout Academy.
No,
What?
Turnabout Reclaimed. I love it
Okay.
so much.
It's not that I don't like it, it's just kind of. It has a stink of Dual Destinies on it, which I hate.
No.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. And Turnabout
I was sure you
Sisters.
was gonna say Turnabout Academy because I remember before I downloaded Dual Destinies, I was sitting in your room before coronavirus, and I was like, "What about the fifth game? What do you think?" And you're like, "Oh, the fifth game has a special place in my heart. They visit a university, and it's so good." Let me tell you fucking something. They do visit an academy, but the game doesn't even allow us to explore it and just makes up some half-assed excuses about the like having a mock trial in class with Clavier, who I don't know why the hell he comes back.
But like, I think that's interesting that you say that because I do like it, but it's definitely not even one of my favorite cases. I like it, but not that much. I think you think I like it more than I do. I like that case. It was fun. I like the character. I love the friendship thing. Um, and
No.
no, I liked it, but it wasn't. It's definitely not in my favorite cases. You know what I mean?
Just a disclaimer for anyone who doesn't know what the fuck is going on. I don't like Dual Destinies. I was going to say hate. I don't hate it, but gosh, I cannot push myself to like that game. I just
Is it
can't.
because of the 3D?
There's a bunch of stuff I don't like Dual Destinies. We can get into it in another episode, but just
Yes. Because you haven't
the
told me what's your favorite case outside of final cases.
okay, so I have my list here, of course, from that document.
Hmm.
My fourth favorite case of all time is the Forgotten Turnabout, where Kay loses her memory.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And the next one is the Inherited Turnabout.
Oh my god. This game and you is a love story, isn't it?
I love investigations too. I think it's my favorite game in the series. I know it's my favorite game in the series. I know it. And then is Recipe for Turnabout.
Recipe
So
for
there you have it.
Turnabout is a masterpiece.
It
I love
is.
everything about it, apart from the fact that the girl's uniform is not pink.
Well, there's a bunch of stuff which are like kind of problematic, like Victor Kudo.
Being a pervert.
Victor Kudo being a pervert and how they presented. I don't like how Victor Kudo is a pervert, and how they.
But so many characters from the games are perverts. Like Raymond Shield
I
is
know, but
so
it's.
weird. Even Larry
I
has some
know,
weird
but the other
tendencies.
thing I don't like is Jean Armstrong and the way they present him. That's problematic. But I'm not.
Yeah, I
I see
agree.
people putting the case down because of
I agree
Jean
about both
Armstrong, and
points.
yeah, it's bad, but it doesn't ruin the case. And if you think back in the early 2000s, I mean, it's still bad, but I mean, the like homophobia doesn't change the case for me.
Yeah. The thing is, when I played it,
Even
I
as a gay
was,
person, I didn't take offense.
yeah. When I played it, I didn't realize how homophobic that was. It was just, I don't know, I didn't put one and one together because I was so young. So I think that's why I like it so much. But yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
And I mean, just the fact that there's so many characters who are very weird with young girls, like Raymond Shield, Larry in a way.
Max Galactica.
Max Galactica, Victor Kudo,
Max
that
Galactica.
that doctor, that patient slash
Who?
doctor, Dr. Hottie.
Oh, Dr. Hottie.
I
Yeah.
think in the Japanese game, there's a version of it where he makes a joke about like pearls being cute or something. So weird.
What?
Yeah, there's loads of jokes about that. I mean, not about pearls. I think there's one joke about that in the original, like not
I
translated
think we
version.
should make an episode about problematic moments in the series.
Yes, but at the same time, it's making me sad, you know? It's so
It's okay.
frustrating. But yes, I agree. I wished if we could remove that from Turnabout recipe, it would be amazing. But still, I love
Yeah.
that case.
But yeah, those are my favorite cases.
Mm.
Some of my favorite cases. I know I like a case you don't particularly find interesting or like good for that matter.
I think I know what you mean.
Which one?
Say it.
The magical
I
turnabout.
know, I knew it. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
It's just so good.
Mm, agree to disagree.
It's just in the age of new cases, which I was just so fed up at that point after playing Apollo Justice and Dual Destinies and having cases like Turnabout Succession or um, the Monstrous Turnabout, which is my least favorite case of all time. And it was just like, okay, it might be in 3D, but we'll give you a case similar to those of the trilogy. Here are wacky characters, a miniature, like very minimalistic setting. It's just a stadium and the show. It and it there's like it's not high stakes. It's like the first game. Something happened within the world of these characters, which is
Yeah,
the office shutting down. It's not a global crisis or
I
anything, which I
agree
love.
that one of the defaults of the new games is if we don't solve that case, the whole world is gonna explode, and it's like they always try to raise the stakes,
Yeah,
and it's not really effective sometimes. I think,
but
yeah,
but what?
but what?
But what a but what do you hate about the magical turnabout?
I just don't like it. I actually didn't like the setting. I hate how there's only like three characters. I think that's so incredibly boring, and I just didn't enjoy it. I don't love. I tend to not love Apollo's case. I
The what?
Apollo's case. I think
Oh,
Trucy should have
okay.
been his assistant instead of Athena. She doesn't bring anything to it. I do like Athena, but I just think in
No,
that case
no.
she wasn't like super
No, that's
important.
not true. Come on.
How was she important? If it would have been Trucy, it would have been more fun.
It just felt like we were seeing a new Phoenix and Maya because the dialogue, which was if you investigate the scene and the dialogue comes up and the conversations they had, it was so interesting. It was so reminiscent of Phoenix and Maya, especially the something that stood out is just like something so insignificant is that Apollo has a fear of heights. And when they go to investigate backstage, there's this whole thing about Apollo being afraid to climb the stairs and Athena being like, "What, Apollo? Are you scared of like tall places?" And he wouldn't admit it. And it was just like, is this the new Phoenix and Maya? I just love that. I love the banter.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the setting. I didn't like the culprit, the interaction, the way we discovered it, the trials. I don't hate it. It's the thing is, I think they're all good case in a sense. I do think the games are very well written and every case is enjoyable. It just if you compare it to other cases
No.
that I love. I just didn't particularly enjoy this one more.
No, I don't agree with this one either. I think there are cases which really struggle with. There's cases I hate. There's cases I
one
truly
case I
hate.
hate, but
What, Turnabout Big Top?
no, even Turnabout Big Top has its moment.
It does. I'm playing it now. If you get past Mo and Trillo, it's okay. I like the circus setting.
I love Francisca coming. It's her
Yeah.
first case. It just
No,
it's a
not.
second case. Yeah, true. I forgot
Yeah.
about Kareem. Oh, I love that case as well. But I just Turnabout Big Top has a lot of good moments.
I know which case you hate.
I know you know which case I hate.
Turnabout Storyteller.
Yes. Controversial opinion. I hate this case.
Yeah.
I hate it.
It's a shitty case.
What's your least favorite case?
The Monstrous Turnabout.
Really?
I hate that case with my whole heart. I hate it so much.
It had some fun element.
No, it didn't. It did not have any fun elements, okay? We go there in something which localization didn't do any justice for. It's a Japanese themed village.
That's a bit of a shame, that's true.
And the setting is boring. It's apparently a village. It's like we've been sent back in time.
But it's a festival, and there's Bobby Fulbright.
No. And Jinx is being excruciatingly annoying. She's either scared
I
or
thought you
sleepy
liked wacky
or
characters.
I hate Jinx. I hate her. Okay? And I did not care for Mayor Tenma or whatever his name was. I wanted him to be sentenced to guilty.
But the case had some good elements. I liked the settings. It was fun.
No.
Bobby Fulbright?
Like what?
Like the mansion and seeing everything and the whole village.
No, we don't even see the mansion. The mansion is dark and
it was like
we just enter
old
it
Gothic
where...
mansion.
No, annoying Phineas Filch is there to steal our stuff.
I feel like you don't like Phineas Filch for some personal...
Because he reminds me of a certain person.
There's a certain person that Aris doesn't like that reminds him of Phineas Lynch. And so you dislike Phineas Lynch because you're projecting onto him.
No, I don't. It's because he's annoying. He's as annoying as Mo, okay? And then we know who the murderer is by the beginning, which is just that Joker knockoff.
LaBelle.
Yeah, Florent LaBelle.
Is he supposed to be French?
I don't know, and I don't particularly care. I hate him. I just hate that case. I hate it.
His breakdown was fun when he loses all of his color and all the phones start ringing.
Okay, that's the only thing I accept.
Okay. I think we came to the last moment of our podcast. I think we're over an hour.
I think so as well. So wait, mine is Monsters Turnabout and yours is Turnabout Storyteller?
Yes.
Both from the newer games.
Yes.
That says a lot.
I mean, there are some good cases as well. It's just...
Like
I know
the magical
loads
Turnabout.
Of people like Turnabout Reclaimed. I know loads of people like Storyteller Turnabout. I hate this case with visceral anger. I just hate it so much.
Why do you hate it that much?
I think this should be a whole episode of my disdain.
It should be a whole episode.
Because we're running out of time.
And you hate it for so many reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for tuning in, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for
I hope
listening
we've
to
convinced
us.
you to keep watching.
I hope so as well. Again, sorry if we've spoiled you. I deeply apologize. I'm so sorry.
I think if we spoil something for someone, they wouldn't stick around until the end for you to
Probably
apologize to
not.
them.
But again, I am sorry. And if you have like different opinions, please let us know.
Yeah,
But
comment
please,
section below.
yes, this is also, don't be mad at us. I think it's just a game and we all love it. We just agree to disagree with each other.
Yeah, it's just an opinion from...
Yes, and even I said I hated story, like the storyteller turnabout. If it's your favorite case, I won't think badly of you. It's all a great game. Let's all enjoy it together.
Yeah, so please like and subscribe and stay tuned for more podcasts.
Yes.
We're not sure. We're just jumping into this. I mean, we didn't even prepare anything for today. We just tried putting a podcast together and seeing how it goes. So we don't have a schedule, but I think we can make one a week. I don't
Yeah,
want to...
definitely.
Yeah, I don't want to be
I
overly
think one a
optimistic,
week.
but that sounds
Yes.
okay.
That sounds reasonable.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so
So
thank you guys.
thank you so much for tuning in and
And
see you
see you
soon.
next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.